Brought to you by Penguin.
Murder Has a Motive by Francis Duncan. Read by Geoffrey Beevers. Chapter 1. Lydia Dare was dining with a murderer. If she was afraid, there was no trace of her fear in the hazel eyes which were regarding her companion across the snowy table with its scintillating burden of silver and glassware, polished and displayed, as she knew, in her honour. Nor was there any tremor of the surface of the liquid to betray a nervous unsteadiness of the slender fingers in which she held the glass she was raising to her lips. She sipped appreciatively, and turned the glass against the light so that golden pinpoints of reflection danced in her eyes. "There are people who say that champagne doesn't deserve its reputation," she observed, "but this would make them all converts, Martin. It makes you feel light and gay, as though you were walking on air. How on earth did you manage to find it?" That the man facing her was delighted with her praise was evident, but he strove to conceal his pleasure with an exaggeratedly deprecating shrug. "I moved mountains," he returned lightly. "After all, champagne is for special occasions, and for very special occasions there should be a very special champagne." And then, "I can't think, my dear," he added quietly, "of any occasion more special than this. To be here alone with you, even if for all too short a time." Lydia's eyes softened. Impulsively her hand reached out to his. "Sometimes, Martin," she said, "I think you're the nicest murderer I know." Martin Vaughan smiled. "It's been fun, Lydia. I didn't think I could have enjoyed anything so much." He didn't have the appearance of a murderer now. Or rather, since murderers are found among all sorts and conditions of men, and are not as a rule marked out from their fellows by any definite peculiarities of form or features, he had the appearance of a very boyish and yet distinguished-looking one. Boyish on account of the air of enthusiasm which he had momentarily acquired and which had smoothed the years from his brow, and distinguished on account of the wide proportions of that same brow and of the slightly greying, although still thick and crisply curling hair which was brushed back from it. Martin Vaughan was proud of the fact that his age was not visible in his face, unless one took account of the tiny wrinkles around the blue-grey eyes which had looked out upon 45 years of existence, and that his thick-set frame and heavy shoulders had not degenerated into the fleshy obesity of that dangerous combination, middle age and success. Rigorous exercise and the near tropics had preserved his waistline. Archaeology and the study of ancient civilizations were his hobbies, and he had made a number of extensive tours of Mesopotamia and the Eastern Mediterranean. Several works he had published on the difficult and skilled task of locating and excavating age-old cities and burial grounds, and of extracting their story from the mists of unrecorded history, had become recognized as standard treatises, and had gained for him the reputation of being an authority in such matters. He had been able to indulge in his hobby because success had come to him early. Gold, South Africa, and a forceful adventurer's personality had been the rungs by which he had climbed. Not a great deal of gold as fast fortunes are reckoned, but he had sold out his holdings at a figure which had enabled him to choose his own way of life. Something of his past was still evident in him, despite the conventional evening clothes and the subdued but undoubtedly expensive comfort of his surroundings. The adventurer was lurking yet in the depths of the blue eyes, which seemed to hold a hint of storm-lashed seas, in the powerful lines of a jaw which appeared to be thrusting itself forward a little more pugnaciously than was really necessary, and in the thick, confident fingers of his powerful hands. Studying him, Lydia was lost for a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?